Before 9 and after 5 don't matter. I worked for a large brokerage firm in their mutual funds division. My duties included working on special projects for the controller, coordinating with the users on any issues that needed to be addressed, and working on automating all processes. I loved my job and I was real good at it. As I had these various tasks, I had 2 computers so that I could run the programs that I was modifying while still working on other tasks. As I stated, I loved the work since I basically did what I wanted to do with minimal, if any, supervision. Due to this, I regularly came in early, sometimes as early as 7 a.m., and staying as late as 7 p.m. I easily did 2 to 3 times the work of anyone else. I was always the first one in and generally the last one to leave. One day I took a lunch break, which was also rare as I brought my lunch and worked straight through. Unfortunately, I had some errands to run and I ended up getting back after taking an extra 10 minutes. I was summoned to my manager's office where he reamed for an hour over these 10 minutes. I had enough of this, and I asked him if he realized how early I got in and how late I stayed. His answer totally blew me away. He said it doesn't matter how early you get in or how late you stay. Only what happens between 9 and 5 that counts. Cue malicious compliance. I stopped going in early. I would take a walk or read a book until 8:55 a.m. I would take a break mid-morning, take exactly 1 hour for lunch and another break in the afternoon. I would stop work at 4:45 p.m. and clean my work area. Exactly at 5 p.m. I would shut down my computers and leave for the day. He never said anything about this, and he knew he brought it on himself. All that resulted from this is he lost over 5 hours of work a day from me. Not long after this, I left for brighter pastures at an increase of total compensation of almost 100%. It was possible as I went to a very high-scale investment firm. Later on, I found out that they had to hire 3 people to do my work. Like they say, you don't know how good you have until it disappears. I used to work at a place with a great team. We all loved the work and routinely put in 5,060 hours a week. Yeah, we were stupid loyal. New management decreed that all our projects needed to tracked, with time cards filled out with projects and time spent each day on each one. Thus they discovered just how many hours we were putting in, since they were in turn charging the customer. The customer rightly pitched a fit about spending 20–50% on overtime for the projects. We were salaried, so we never saw the extra dollar. Word came down. No more than 10% overtime, ever. First thing we did was rewrite the timelines for all the projects. 6 months turned in 9. 1 year into 18 months. 2 months into 2.5 months. You get the picture. Customer pitched a fit again. OT or longer timelines. Once we told the customer, via our personal contacts, that we didn't see any of the OT money. They chose longer timelines. Every new boss, Bungie bosses, would ask us to do more hours. Off the books? That violates company policy. Is the customer willing to pay for the OT? We knew that answer was no. After about a year, my answer became, no. My wife likes having me home at a reasonable hour. That stopped them asking me for extra hours. You should not have been giving them all that time in the first place. It's never appreciated and rarely reimbursed. My wife was like this at her last job. If asked to take something on, she would just learn how it worked and did it. She ended up owning networking, telecom, server, email admin, and desk-side support for a complex with 2 buildings and 150 users. When she left, they hired an agency to replace her, and their people reportedly hated hearing how she never had a problem handling X. I love these tales about managers who are so fixated on something small and inconsequential that they damage their own organization. A lot of managers make decisions to satisfy their personal needs. In your case, either control or structure, not for the good of the business. I feel that this fact is glossed over a lot when discussing economics. Some people should have just never been made managers. Good for you finding something better. Some management is really manglement. Well played. I have to say that the only thing that matters is what happens between 9 and 5 is the most douche thing any manager can say. I'm glad that you quickly went on to greener pastures. Literally and figuratively. Dude stepped on his own dick. My daughter recently tried to resign, and they promoted her with extra compensation. Got a feeling she might be earning close to me. Better WFH conditions that are worked around her shared custody of the grandkids. Then they had to put 3 people on to do her old job. Actually, the idiot manager did you a favor. I hope you've now learned that people work to live, not live to work. Please tell me you were paid for the overtime. Plot twist. Boss knew and did it for you. No longer letting them exploit you for free after they've been doing it for however long. Months? Years? Isn't the mic drop moment you seem to think it is. Yeah dude. You're not a great worker for giving away free labor to your exploiter. You're a great slave. Good for you. I'm currently in the exact same scenario. Some managers just don't know when to stop while they're ahead. Don't kill the goose that lays the golden eggs. Was this written by GPT? Serves the buggers right. Everyone gets there eventually. My last 2 bosses were both like that. Worked my ass off and always worked late and after hours without overtime. And then they'd ream me if I was 2 minutes late in the morning. I actually don't think it was even about that. They were both insecure men who needed to assert their dominance somehow, and that's all they could get me for, because my work was great. Corporate bull. Man.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.